Well, folks, it's Bruce here from the Coasters Club, and I'm up at Stations Inn. Bit of a wet day, and I'm doing some recording with Cheryl Riley, who's written this wonderful book called Guts and Determination. And this segment's on Warner ADAMSON. Now, if you're a coaster, you'll know about the rain outside. You'll know about Stations Inn, because there's probably nowhere better that you could come. And the reason we've chosen up here is that it's the quality of the place, and it's reflected in the quality of Cheryl's book. It's the history, and it's very, very appropriate that we're here. Cheryl, when I first went down to Southwestern as a young electrician in the 70s, the name Warner ADAMSON was feared. You know,
That's right.
it was feared. They reckon he could arm wrestle anyone and win.
Yeah.
And he's a big, solid Southwestern man.
Well, yes.
Did you meet him?
Of course I did. and he went on to, he won the West Coast title. This is in strong arm wrestling. He said it was popular on the West Coast. It was just something we had to do, he said. And then he went up to Hamilton for the New Zealand champs, and a questionable rule change made the difference in Hamilton, he reckoned. He was also very involved in rugby. But yes, it was a questionable thing they had. I'm not quite sure how it works, but something...
They just changed the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what they do in the North Island. That's it.
Yeah, must be.
Because he'd have been given them a hiding, you see.
Yeah, totally. They didn't like it.
Now, what did Warner do in Southwestern? What did he do for a living?
He did everything. He was a farmer, and he did deer hunting, of course, and contracting mainly.
Right.
Yeah.
So did he have a dozer and some bits and pieces, I guess?
Yes. But even when he was a small boy, he when he'd come home from school and milk the cows and feed the chooks, whatever he had to do, walk to school, to the Jacobs school, and then he would go into the bush at Hunt's Beach, I think, and cut silver pine to earn, and he earned enough money to buy a bike, which was probably one of the first ones down there, and he would bike to school then. And
So did he cut fence posts?
yes, he did.
My father did exactly the same thing up in Buller.
Yeah.
And
But as a boy.
oh, amazing! Because it's not easy, you know. And they used a big broad-headed axe to square the, to do the strainers anyway.
Would that be before chainsaws?
Well, about say 1951, 52.
Yeah.
When I was getting pretty close. now, so Warner had a wife?
Yes, Kay. She was an Australian girl, yes. So...
Well, it would have needed an Australian girl to keep him in order, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, and she's a wee dynamo too. And, they settled on a piece of land that was beside the river, so it'd be stony bony, probably old riverbed if the truth's known. And on that area of land, Kay has developed an amazing garden that won an award. Yeah, so you walk through little tracks and things, and there's overhanging flowers and trees and things.
Beautiful place, isn't it?
Yeah, no, because to live in Southwestern, you had to be resilient as a woman, especially. You didn't have time to twiddle your thumbs, put it that way.
Have you noticed how many of them are strong, straightforward, no mucking around?
That's what I love about them.
And 5 foot tall.
Yeah,
What?
the women, yes.
What's the go there?
I'm not sure.
And all the blokes are all 6'6", big buggers.
Yeah.
And I mean, holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Now, Cheryl, we're off to, you're going to be in Fox on Friday, and at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're all heading for the Fox pub. So that's the pub that Mary Kerr made famous, and is now owned by Lani Hageman. Wonderful place now. It was a wonderful place back then as well. Now, Cheryl's going to do the, Cheryl, what do you do when you dedicate a book? Do you cut a ribbon or something?
I doubt it.
Do you just stand up the front and look lovely and tell us all about...
No, you're going to do that.
No. I don't mind helping a little bit. But your book, Guts and Determination, it's going to be one of those books that's going to be very difficult to get, And coasters, I know a lot of you will have an interest. We've got 19,000 members. Type your name in the comments, not your name, just type yes in the comments. And it's $49.99, and the courier's about $10. We'll put enough in it for a beer for us as well. And just type in yes, and Cheryl and her team will get in touch with you. And if you get in reasonably quickly, she'll actually autograph the book for you. So take advantage of that. Cheryl, looking forward to Friday. Can't wait. Look, it'd be quite exciting. Down in man's country. We're going to man's country.
Yeah, true. Real people country.
We'll see you there Friday.
It's lovely.